on MTW for the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We got bans. We got picks happening here. Shen going to be the first one out for MTW. Is still pretty beefy dude. Pretty good jungler.
He's pretty good.
Pretty good top laner.
I like him. He global presence. He's attractive.
Yes, he is.
And
he's
healthy.
healthy.
Really popular in top
He's fit.
play.
Absolutely fit, and you know, Alistar is also a pretty fit dude as well.
Yeah, Alistar, man,
Yep.
he's got that bullhorn. He's looking good. So Alistar, you know, he can wreak havoc on that bottom lane. So it's good to get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
Especially mTw.NA. He's a pretty good support player.
Yeah.
His Alistar is pretty strong. Ooh,
But you know, his Leona is pretty strong as well, though.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting a Leona ban. I'm expecting a targeted ban, but I'm not sure if we may actually see it.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the one thing, you know, if you are a new team, the best thing you could possibly do is research the best champs, research the top played champs of whoever you're facing off against. Urgot is still a pretty good choice here. He's very popular AD.
Yeah, he's, you know, he gets in that late game and he can really sway the entire game. So I can understand the Urgot ban. I mean, he's either played or banned in almost every game now. Yeah, so it's good that he's gone. And then Malphite. Malphite's gone. I mean,
he's been coming back.
Yeah, Malphite has been played a lot more recently. Seen a lot of top laners picking up the Malphite.
Yeah, and he counters out just so much stuff in top lane. And not to mention, as a jungler, you have that initiation. It's just, it can get ugly. It can get absolutely ugly. Nocturne.
You calling him ugly?
Well,
What do you?
he doesn't have the best
Who
complexion.
you calling ugly?
He doesn't have the best complexion. Let's put it that way. He could use some moisturizer.
Yeah, he could use a little bit.
Because he is made of rock.
A little Vaseline or something.
A little bit,
Yeah.
something. And there's the Nautilus ban, last ban coming out from Faded. So
I mean, the Nautilus band's it's a good band.
we could just see, you know, the Leona pick up right here straight away. It's not all too uncommon to just grab support. Soraka is also pretty good too.
Pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Yeah. Soraka just adds into that sustain of the bottom lane and makes a lot of AD champions even better.
Yes.
Who can poke, who, you know, use a lot of that mana, and so Soraka, you know, helps to keep him in lane, keeps him farming, keeps him attacking, poking, doing some cool stuff.
Yep. And then it's in terms of like ADs.
Yeah.
I mean, Ezreal's been pretty popular lately for clear, obvious reasons because he's awesome, but also, you know, because of the skin. So, you know, everyone's like, oh man, I gotta play with the skin, man. I gotta use Ezreal. But Ezreal's still amazingly good bot lane, especially paired with someone like Soraka.
Yeah.
You have the mana, you have the heal. You can stay in lane all day with all that burst. But there we go. We're just gonna go ahead. It's like, hey, you know what, MTW, you know what, Muffin Cutie, I bet we can play a better Leona than you can. That's what Faded's saying right now. Okay, you know what? Never mind. They changed their mind.
Yeah,
changed their mind.
Stream, like,
but still, though, fantastic combo. Corki, Taric, bot lane, so much armor shred.
Yeah, armor shred. You know, they get out of position with the long range of Corki, and Taric can just stun him. Really good to just chip him down. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, may see this again.
My man. Oh, never mind. Okay.
Still, though, but
just fooling with us now.
Yeah, Draven. Did see Draven. He didn't have a whole lot of success in the matches we've seen him in before. Yeah. I think Team Green Forest was actually the first one to play him on our stream.
Yeah.
Didn't quite work out. And actually, there's a match recently too, where Draven just did not really perform.
Yeah,
all too
we've
great.
seen Aframu likes to play Draven, and I think a lot of his success comes around, you know, his really early game.
Yes.
And his skill cap is really high, so it's hard with, you know. It's hard to play him, but when you do play him well, you're really successful.
Yeah. Against the final, this wasn't his finals. This was semifinals against Dignitas for qualifier number 2, and Aframu did an amazing job.
Yeah.
But then again, you know, Dignitas also wasn't quite on their A game. They did have the ping to contend with.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But you know, most other times we've seen Draven on stream here, it doesn't usually work out. He still needs to be. Could still be tweaked, could still be figured out. He's still the new guy in town.
New guy in town.
Not for long.
Not for long.
You saw the J stuff, right?
Yeah, I saw the J stuff. He's looking pretty awesome. But Ezreal, I think we kind of called that one, right?
Yeah.
Soraka and Ezreal together.
And if he doesn't have if he doesn't have the best Ezreal skin, Striker Ezreal, I'm gonna be very disappointed. But I don't know, we'll see.
Right? Yeah, you kind of trolled me with that. You're like, and he obviously he's gonna play the best skin. I was like, oh, Pulsefire? Like, no.
What are you thinking?
Soccer.
World Cup, man.
Soccer Ezreal.
Jeez. I'm actually surprised those skins didn't go back on sale for a euro. Actually,
Yeah, that's
No?
actually a pretty good call.
huh?
Yeah.
Either way, yep. Well, for next time,
Mhm.
for next time. But now, Maokai and Morgana being considered for Faded.
Yeah.
Morgana is quite the beast. in
Morgana's
mid.
pretty good.
Yeah, and if you gotta keep someone still for all of that shred in bot lane, Maokai is definitely the one as well. He's got a lot of like quick CC with the twisted advance, with the Q. It's a little mini pop up.
Yeah.
It should be all the CC needed if ganks were to happen bot lane to just go ahead and crush anyone. Ahri and Aurelia looking to be the last two for MTW, and Ahri Morgana mid.
Yeah.
Spell Shield will keep Morgana safe, but it can only protect so much. And plus Orb, that second when it comes back, that's true damage.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, I'm kind of curious. I wonder if this is where Balls is going to be jumping into the AD role, because I think he's been playing top, right? And so they got Pobelter on the team. So does that mean Pobelter is going to be playing top? If so, Pobelter loves Aurelia, has been playing a lot of Aurelia lately. We haven't seen Pobelter play too much because, of course, he has been benched on Curse with West Rice getting picked up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one's not able to get into that team house.
Yeah, but he is a solid top lane, and then Kennen coming in.
Double AP.
Double AP.
Possible double AP.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he ends up kind of going a little hybrid in top lane, a lot of the time. But Kennen was the pick against Aurelia, so pretty good matchup.
Yeah,
for
it's not too
Kennen.
bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, and Faded, they're going for that double AP, and they have all the initiation they need. Is been over this before. Morgana or Kennen, you use one ult, you connect on one ult, get one ult free, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Buy one get one free. But it's a
Yeah.
matter of getting to that phase in the game, and just I don't know though. You do have Jarvan, he's a little bit of a wild card here because he's a lot of disruption.
Yeah.
In a team like this, like if you can catch Kennen, like in the ult, if you can catch Kennen in Jarvan's ult, you just go ahead and try keep Kennen. It's like stay back. I'll take the ult for you. I'll be the hero.
Yeah.
Keep him in the Cataclysm.
Yeah, Jarvan is a beast early game. Just does a lot of damage early game. So he's going to be looking to do those like level 2, level 3 ganks and try to give the lanes the advantage. So I'm excited to see some big plays happen. I do really like Faded's comp. They have a lot of CC. My God, they have the Taric, they have the Maokai, they have the Morgana. So they have a really strong level 1 invade comp as well. So I think we're going to see, hopefully we see a level 1 invade from them, and they can make a big play and get an early advantage.
Yeah, I think a lot of this though is all really centered around the Corki. Not too uncommon to see like a protect the AD comp.
Yeah.
But this is pretty much setting everything up. You get people stunned in ults, rooted, stunned, whatever. Just swoops on in, Gatling gun, missiles, and that's
Dropping bombs.
just dropping bombs on people, man. Drop
Yeah,
the
man.
bomb, and that's a lot of burst. That's a lot of burst damage. It's a lot of AOE damage as well with this team from Faded. But however, MTW they do have a lot to try and negate that. Aurelia naturally is pretty sustaining on her own. Soraka has the heals to counteract as much damage as possible. Jarvan's a pretty tanky dude, and you got the mobility on Ahri and Ezreal to try and escape all of that madness. So,
Yeah, some pretty good gap closing for MTW with the Jarvan, with the Ezreal, with the Ahri, with the Aurelia. So they can get in, they can do damage, they can get out, and I'll be interested to see how Faded can handle that. They do have some decent AOE damage coming from Kennen. So when they do try to dive in and make some things happen,
So this is going to be, we're going straight out, all out for AP onto the Kennen from Faded. So yeah, right now Eternal Avengers just going to be going straight on in, set the course for the AD.
Yeah.
I also want to take a look at what Jarvan's running rune-wise as well, just a little bit. Curious for anyone, for just personal reasons, for anyone interested in picking up Jungle
attack
Jarvan.
Speed. Okay.
Yeah, you got your attack speed, you got your general, you get your armor, and you get your magic resist. The armor pen, 12. If you're a jungler, and if you're getting armor pen runes, 12 is the magic number.
I remember that you were telling me about that. That it's like a what is it? A diminishing returns or?
It's all the jungle creeps have 12 armor.
Ah.
So with 12 armor pen, you do true damage to the jungle creeps. little
The
hit there.
more you know.
Da-na-na-na, ba-ba-na.
Yeah. So how do you like Maokai? Like I'm not a huge fan of Maokai. Slow clear. You know, he ends up getting the Philo Stone, the Heart of Gold,
Right.
and roams a lot. But I mean, he
He
doesn't do any damage.
He
in my
needs
opinion.
ganks, and that's the thing. I mean, I like Maokai a lot.
Yeah.
But, you know, sometimes I'll try to play him in solo queue and just, like, you know, my team has no damage and things just kind of go from there. And he's a little bit reliant on his team to follow up on the damage where he cannot. But he's there for the CC.
Yeah.
He's there for the utility. But, you know, if his team needs to connect.
Yeah.
If they don't connect with the kills whenever he comes in for an attempt, it's really a wasted effort.
Yeah.
Granted, you know, top lane and mid, it's definitely going to be a help, but I think he's going to be searching for ganks more bot lane than anything else.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think you're going to see him bot lane. I think mid too. I think there's a lot of good synergy between Morgana and Maokai, as well as Taric and Maokai. So you're going to see the lockdown, the stun, and then the damage just pouring in.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even with Ken too. I just think that Maokai Morgana is going to be a really strong combination in mid, especially against Ahri, trying to lock her down and trying to make things happen.
Yeah, and especially, you know, Maokai could also excel in the counter ganks as well, mid and top. You know, Ahri tries to go in for the ults. If Maokai is just in the right place in the right time, is go in twisted advance.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon for an Ahri to actually just go straight on in and tower dive in instances as well. So.
And we have seen that a lot, especially in our
Taiwan.
Taiwanese qualifiers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a chance to talk with Nijackie today. You know, Curse was in our office hanging out, having a good time, and he was saying the significant difference between Taiwanese players and North American players is how aggressive they are. And I would like to see some of that aggression come to NA. I think with Ahri being able to rush down, being able to dive.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
That'd
I
be
would like to
nice.
see that a lot.
Because I'm very, you know, like, I'm a very passive player. Like, I'm very boring.
Yeah, you're the most boring person I know.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree in some instances I can't be. I don't.
Oh. Sad face.
Sad. Meh. But here we are, game number 1, mTw.NA and Team Faded, round of 16
Yeah.
for the IPL Face Off qualifiers in San Francisco. You know, review real quick how the qualifiers work here. So how many teams are we pulling from this qualifier here?
I think 22 teams signed up, and then so we get down to single elimination until the round of 8. Then we kick over to a double elimination bracket, and then we're taking the top 4 teams are going to be invited to come out, with the top team getting $1,000 to help pay their way to the trip, or for the trip. And then once they get here, they're playing for the $40,000 prize pool in San Francisco, and they're going to be playing against 4 invited teams, 3 teams from Asia and Team Solo Mid.
Oh, nice.
And so, yeah, it should be a really good event. Make sure you guys, if you can, come out. It's in San Francisco. I don't think there's been any major esports events in San Francisco.
All right, we had like the little Curse Arena Gaming.
Oh, yeah,
thing going
Arena
on.
Gaming.
But
I mean,
it's a
major
little
lands,
little
yeah.
event. Yeah, nothing huge, but hopefully we can make this as pretty huge as possible. No hints yet on any Asian teams, though, right?
No, well,
Nothing confirmed.
nothing confirmed. So there's always the visa issues with some of the the Asian teams. So we're just trying to work through it. We're trying to bribe some governments.
That's always a good thing.
There.
Always a good thing.
Yeah,
It's no, don't do
bribery.
Bribes. Don't do
Is
bribery.
the best policy.
Never bribe.
Never bribe the Chinese government.
Life lessons with Nick Allen here from IGN. Poe Belter and Smithy going for the steal. Early steal on the red as it spawns. And just right now, Faded is really none the wiser. No ward coverage, no scouting, no nothing. And should be able to grab this pretty quick. You're going to leave one lizard possibly, mayhaps, Smithy? Yes, going to be a jerk.
And it's a little souvenir, so when their jungler gets there, they see, just like a smack in the face. It's like, oh, also, we left one behind just for you.
Just for you. Just a
for
little
you.
heart.
Have a good time with it.
And right now, Smithy now just entering lane, not going to get the pop-up onto Eternal. He's going to go ahead and safely walk back to tower, but he realizes, hey, that's a red buff.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's ours. Maokai in the jungle. I think he's going to go ahead and get the hint for a mutual steal. But right now, bot lane, Corki actually getting a little bit chunked out. Good, he's got Ignite on him. He's chugging that potion, and right now, Balls is actually getting really, really aggressive. Bot lane pushing like a champ, 10-4 early on. But there are the pings going down. the red is not going to be grabbed by the Maokai. This is Chong just trying to get away. Ari now here, the flash over the wall, but there's the charm just where it needs to be. The orb, the kill, the first blood, and that is an Ari level 2 in mid with level 3 in mid with a blue buff.
Yeah, that's bad.
That's really bad.
That's not a good time.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. So Morgana's just gonna get poked down, and you know, Ari's such a strong pusher that she can just push this lane like she's doing right now. It's gonna cost a lot of CS for Morgana, and Ari's gonna be able to take the lead.
Oh, and dive. Potential dive going at top lane. Belter actually gonna be. He's wanted to be the aggressor, wanted to get the kill, but the ignite, and there's enough damage
that was
from
cool.
Eternal Avenger. That was really nice. That was a really good play.
Getting a little cocky there, I think, thinking he can go in and do some damage.
Yeah, he thought he could.
He thought wrong, that person.
Yes, he did. Yes,
Not today.
He did. Not today.
Nope.
No, sir. But still, though, it's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough for Morgana in mid with an Ari with this blue buff.
Yeah.
And I would have liked to have seen possibly Maokai actually retreat, just keep going down further into the enemy jungle, because that's just a bad place to be in. If you're caught out if you're caught out counter jungling, that can be a really bad situation very early on. You have one flash, you only got one. Oh, actually stuns going down onto Balls. He wants the kill onto Corki. He is exhausted. Auto tech shifting on over, but will die in the process. So 1 for 1 real quick bot lane. Even trade.
Straight across trade.
Straight out.
Yeah, Ezreal's getting a little impatient, I think. He just like wants some immediate kills and he's willing to sacrifice. I don't know if it's like a cockiness kind of thing or what's happening. Oh, but Ari just chunking Morgana right there. That's what's going to happen when you have Ari with the blue buff this early.
Yeah.
She can do whatever she wants to, and it shows. And as soon as she gets that level 6, which inevitably she'll be ahead because she's been pushing so hard into that tower, she's going to be ahead in CS, and she's going to be able to make trades and do a lot of damage with Morgana.
So, see, sometimes... Oh, Maokai's actually going to be going around mid, but right now Eternal Avenger's still being pressured by Belter. There's a twisted advance onto the Ari. The Q, not 6 yet. Bind does get juked. Pool. Still, though, the charm, the damage continues. Shield, Black Shield, just takes care of a little bit of it. But here comes Jarvan with his own little double buff there. So there's a crisis averted for the time being, but now Jarvan's going to be really aggressive, put down a ward by the Wraiths. I think he's going to wander up onto top lane, but alas, Kennen has backed. Small golems, though, still ripe for the tanking, but Tarek getting caught out a little bit by Balls, still wants to go in for the kill, could not get that last hit, and Vistry is just going to go ahead and Valkyrie away. Balls is having a rough time here. He's not, it's not the most... joyous of situations here, still in bot, but Balls can't quite connect with those kills.
Yeah, bot lane is having some issues. They could really use some attention from Maokai, but unfortunately Maokai has had to go over and help mid because of that Ari blue buff. You know, Ari's just pushing, and so she can continue to push, and Maokai has to help out, but can't because he has to focus so much on the mid lane. And unfortunately, Maokai's also pretty far behind because he didn't have that red buff.
Right. However, though, in bot is pushing pretty aggressively. It is right for kills.
Yeah.
And sometimes they're like, oh, Jarvan coming around. Kennen will get popped up. And there we go. Maybe the quick kill, the ignite auto text should be more than enough. Unfortunate for now. So Kennen gets caught out in top lane, just a little bit too far pushed. And the ward coverage just was not there because Jarvan was all up in their business, came the long way around. Unfortunately, Vistry has disconnected, but we are. This is a tournament draft game. There's probably a reason why there's no pause at the moment. Muffin Cutie getting some quick damage down onto Maokai. This is a strong return in a lane. So Tarek's gonna have to go ahead and hold the fort for the time being.
80 Maokai coming in, do some work. Just kidding.
But you never know.
That's unfortunate, but the longer he's out, the worse it's gonna look. But of course. mTw still has a pretty significant lead right now, especially if you just look at the farm. The farm difference is
it's pretty big.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
It's pretty big for now.
Back, so that's good. But mTw just taking advantage of the mismatch and being able to go in and take the blue buff, and this is where you take the lead and you just ward deep like MTW is doing, if you look at the ward placements in the jungle,
Yeah, ward there.
yeah, they can
ward by blue,
they
ward
can
by
just
wraiths.
control the buffs, and they can control space, and they can continue to leverage their lead.
Yep, and see, with that ward over by blue, they know Maokai's doing the wraiths. May have to just go ahead and try and flash out, but yeah, you will get out. You will be fine. You will be good.
Yeah, he's good. He's having a good time.
Oh, Ari. There's the rush. Gonna get some damage on Morgana, force her back. But, with all that advantage Ari got earlier, sometimes as a jungler, because we've been seeing him a lot in the mid, trying to help, trying to do what he can.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just need to accept that sometimes a lane, with giving a lane such of a huge advantage, that it may be more beneficial to just let the lane lose.
Yeah.
Because all this time that Maokai's been spending mid could be going bot, could be getting those kills. Kennan's not doing terrible top lane though. 40 to 53, that's pretty even. But still though, you saw Aurelia try to get that dive on early and actually died in the process. So Kennan's still doing pretty well. There's the pause. Another DC coming in from Corki. So we should be back in this in just a little bit.
Yeah, we can just hang out for a second,
Just
talk
hang
about what's going on.
Yeah, let's see, quick chat, just to make sure. Yeah, pause. All right. So time to Tarek saying time to eat some KFC. I'm hungry, man.
Now
is the time.
Talking. Ladies
Now
and
we're
gentlemen.
talking. Oblivion X, you're a man of our hearts.
Yes.
Because I could.
Yeah.
We gotta
give me a double down. You ever had a double down from KFC?
Okay. Here.
Oh my god.
So there was a friend of mine was obsessed with the double down because they test marketed it in Providence, Rhode Island.
Oh really? Did he name his firstborn Double Down?
I hope he doesn't have a firstborn.
Double D.
So,
Call him
but
Double D.
Double D. Oh God. Anyway, so but Providence is was like about 2-hour drive from my home, and he was like insistent. I was like, dude, the double down. This thing is like a master genius of food engineering. We have to go eat it. I'm like, you're the most healthiest eater I know. Like
master of food engineering.
It's a mastery of food engineering to double down because it doesn't.
Can you get a degree in that? Because
you can now from Pepsi University. I'm joking.
Okay. You see
You're
how
looking at
big
me
my
all
eyes
serious.
got?
You're looking at me all serious. It's like, really? You could get that?
I was like,
I had
I've
no
wasted my life.
You could be creating sandwiches without bread. What have you been doing with your entire life?
I could be doing a lot more. I could be constructing. Just get rid of bread. Put some patties in there. Who needs mustard? You just use grease and Crisco.
I apologize because food. I mean, I know food is a very common topic with you and me, and now we've brought it onto stream. What have we done?
We've welcomed the world into our lives, our food lives.
We're in a pause. That's what we are now.
Yeah, we're in a pause. So, okay, I have a question for you.
Yes.
And this is what I like to do. I like to ask questions.
Okay.
If you were going to eat one endangered animal.
Oh.
Endangered species.
Okay.
I mean, I could even say maybe that
Yeah.
That they could be extinct. If you're going to eat one, what would it be?
Well, I mean, I think if I were, I wouldn't outright eat the animal. I think I would more like to go for the eggs at least. You know, I'm not quite sure.
Eggs?
Also,
you want to eat the eggs of an extinct animal?
I want to eat the eggs of an extinct animal because this is kind of like I don't know. But then again, I'm very tempted just to look on the Wikipedia list, all the endangered
species.
Animals.
What animal?
Species.
What animal are you going to eat? Endangered species.
I did so many book reports.
Bald eagle?
No. I mean, even that, endangered or extinct, even just like.
Let's okay, endangered animal.
Well, then again, I did.
It's a simple question. Say yes, we'll move on. No,
I'm trying to milk it, man. Yeah, we don't know how long this pause is going to be. However, I did do so many book reports as a kid, in elementary school, about the dodo bird. I think
okay, so I heard those taste just like chicken.
Well, you've been lied to because they've been gone for a while.
I know. Well, I mean,
they
wrote stories.
They seemed fat enough, so I think they may have some good meat on them. I don't know.
Okay, so my answer is the koala bear.
You want a koala?
Are koalas even endangered?
They are, but they're so damn cute, though.
Yeah, I'm sure they taste cute as well. That's what I want.
I'm reminded of the Mitch Hedberg joke. Is koalas are so damn cute. Why could they not be closer to me? Just want to pet them.
I want to pet them.
Why did they have to be so far away? So damn cute.
Yeah, isn't he dead?
Unfortunately.
Okay, sorry, that was mean.
It's respect.
Can we turn the chat on just for like a moment?
They're just yeah. But
You're talking about Atlanta. Where is Atlanta? Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Stuff's happen all the time.
Okay, so I asked you a question. Why don't you ask? Oh yeah.
Never mind.
Oh yeah.
I'll ask you a question. How'd you like to unpause and get this back underway?
Yeah, here we go.
There we go. This is Chong actually going straight for his small golems. And Xmithy knows he's got an inkling he's just going to go right in and continue the harass onto Maokai. This is just mean. This is straight out mean, but that's how you get ahead in LoL sometimes, is just the constant harass. And Jarvan's in a position to do this because he's got 2 levels up on Maokai.
Oh, you see what's happening here, though?
I think right now, Corki with the exhaust trying to get away with the Valkyrie. Maybe able to get saved, but there, the Kennen ult is not going to be able to do a whole hell of a lot. And right now, bot lane, Corki, the Ignite and the auto attacks are going to be more than enough. Can you get Pobelter? Oh, does not get the surge.
Sad
does not get anything. Twisted advance going down to Xmithy. There's
the
stun. Twisted. Oh, wow, that poke. The standard. The sword from the sky is more than enough.
Soraka with the assist on that.
Yes.
Thank you, Global Heal.
Thank you. Thank you, Horse Hoof Lady. You helped me out big time back there.
Thank you, pretty Horse Hoof Lady.
Thank you. You're the best. You're the best little pony.
Okay, I got a question for you.
Okay.
If you were going to eat one League of Legends champion.
No, we're not doing that.
Okay.
We're not doing that. Anivia. Maokai is in a bad spot right now, though. It's like he's granted he is level 6.
Yeah.
You know, trying to do his best to catch up to his Jarvan, but he's been denied in the jungle so much. It's just it hurts. Like just straight from the get-go, may be able to finally just grab his first red of the game actually right here. It's 10 minutes in. I don't believe he's even had a red buff yet.
I don't think 10 minutes in and the red buff's up, so yeah, no, that red buff's been up for a while, I think. Based on timers.
There's a pretty extensive engaged top lane going in for that dive. Even then, that top tower is actually looking pretty bad. Yeah. But there is a ward in the river, and Maokai may be able to get something happening here. Kennen ult is not quite up yet, though. But there's quite a bit of damage. Pobelter actually get a little bit too far out. There's a Q. All the damage necessary. Can you get a stun Eternal Avenger? Can you get something? The sapling trying to make something happen. Drinking the health potion as much as possible. Got 2 marks.
Oh, they just turned around.
There were 2 marks on Pobelter. Anything from Eternal could have gotten that stun.
Maokai was out of mana, dude, and so he couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. So he was just going to be chasing.
Balls, what are you doing? Waiting for the eventual dive over in mid.
I know, he's got some guts.
Smithy getting, there's the Kennen ult. There's something. Stun flashes out of the Jarvan ult, thrown shurikens backwards. The Q, Smithy actually just goes straight down to the auto attacks. Nice. Nice. Kennen, the Q double kill.
Eternal Avenger.
Very well done. Very well done.
That's
what I like.
That was good. That was a really good.
Oh, a nice heal coming in from Muffy Cutie, anticipating the stun. And Vistery not going to be able to pursue that. But there you go. This is what Balls been. Wow. Balls has been waiting there in that bush. For God knows how long. Waiting. Just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, Balls. He was waiting. He emerged.
And
victorious.
And glorious things happened.
Yes.
Just quick kill on mid. So Morgana, Appendix is just not doing too great really at all. You got 2 Doran's rings, you got boots, that's fine, but I think something may need to be built, may want to actually start going for Zonya's Hourglass, because if you're getting chunked out that huge, straight out at your own tower, team fights, it's going to be a lot of the same, so it may be in your best interest to Ignite, going down on a Taric. Banana, there you go. The Ignite tick will get it.
I always underestimate how much damage Soraka's auto attacks are going to do. So where I think I'm safe, and then I start running, I'm like, it's just Soraka.
Yeah.
And then I'm dead. And really unhappy with myself. Yeah. Hey, I'm really proud of Kennen up top.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, doing a pretty good job against Aurelia.
Smithy gonna find 2 members here. There's the nice ward Oh,
Oh.
not going to get the steal, though. Maokai's going to go ahead and for himself Twisted Advance, waiting for the Q, this Arcane Smash. And there's the Morgana ult. Jarvan does not have, he doesn't have Flash. He got Exhaust. Nothing you can do there. Nice. That is definitely what Appendix needed.
Yeah, I think mTw is underestimating Faded a little bit. And
Yeah.
It's taking some really risky moves, and it's not paying off. Like thinking they can control the buffs when...
Twisted Advance following Mandatory Cloud. He's going to be safe under his own tower. Bindings, everything, not going to be hitting. There's Eternal Avenger. Once again, being dove under his own tower, but now Pobelter's tanky enough to just go ahead and withstand all that damage. This is Chong, the Arcane Smash, and the ult going down. Is there enough damage?
Oh!
Nice Flash. Getting out of both the Ezreal ults and the orb from Ahri. Gonna go ahead
dude.
live to see another day.
That was
However,
cool.
top lane will go down.
Sad top lane.
Sad top tower.
Yeah, that was a really cool play. And
That's
that was interesting because Ahri started to run out and then decided she was going to go in and farm, and then Maokai stuck around for a second. Was like, maybe she'll come back in, and got the dive on her. And that was a really interesting trade. That was almost a huge play by Ezreal. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that could have been huge. That could have been absolutely huge. But still, though, Morgana, he'd only do so much here in the mid against this constant pressure. Just dinged 10. Ahri's halfway to 12, so it's about you got a level and a half. Mandatory Cloud has up on Appendix. There's a Taric Sun and Ball Shatter, just getting a little bit of quick damage in either. There's Jarvan, Cataclysm down onto Taric, and I'm not sure if he has an escape. He doesn't have the flash. He's only got the exhaust. Will go down.
You can't leave, bro.
Can't leave.
No, that was really good slide maneuver by Jarvan, and
yep.
And Corki and Taric continue to just try to farm and just try to poke, but every time they get out of position, they get absolutely just crushed by Ezreal's burst damage. And that's the power of Ezreal. Like, he stays back, and then if you get out of position, he'll just rail you.
Nice Twisted Advance onto Ahri, but that Oracle should be going down. 400 gold out of the game, and that's just not a single ward cleared either. Auto attack something onto Jarvan.
Gosh.
Not going to get the Jarvan killed. Mandatory Cloud may actually go down here, though. There is the Soraka heal to keep everyone topped off,
Very
but
nice.
a missile from Corki will finish the job. I can't believe Smithy lived.
I wish I could have saw his life, because I bet it was under 10.
I would like to think so. I would
Yeah.
definitely like to think so.
Yeah, so that's
yeah.
Yeah, that was, man, just an auto attack, but she got locked down. Morgana couldn't do anything, just getting punched around.
Yep.
And here's Ezreal, a little bit out of position. If Taric can get this stun, maybe they can make something happen with Corki
There's
coming
the
in,
stun.
doing some
Corki.
damage, diving in and just railing.
Valkyrie and the exhaust keeping them in one spot, but there's only so much that can be done.
Yeah.
But Pobelter is also here to visit Vistori, and Ball's going to go ahead and pick up that kill. Oblivion X should not be getting away either. Double kill.
Yeah, they
Balls.
overcommitted there when Corki had no mana, so
Yeah.
it's quite unfortunate.
Ignite going down onto Morgana. She's going to go ahead and back off. Ball's taking a little bit extra damage from the turret. But, you know, mTw is more than content with just pushing bot lane, trying to get the tower. There's Pobelter going in for the dive. The bind keeping her down. The Ezreal ult not going to get anything, but Ball's actually starting to tank the tower. A little bit of miscommunication with Pobelter.
Oh.
And there's a Twisted Advance going to go ahead and grab the Aurelia. The bind not getting its target, but there's Muffin Cutie with the flash silence, grabbing that kill. But now this is showing a little bit of a sticky situation. Vistori is back, trying to get over the wall.
Nice.
I think he actually had the burn to flash on that one. There's a stun going down. Muffin Cutie will be able to get either use the flash to go ahead and grab the kill. Should not be getting either. There's only heals to help you. You got the star call, but the damage is going to take a while to go ahead and try and just move that up. I think, did he just phosphorus bomb where he was? There you go. Jarvan's now come back into the game. Xmithy's here, albeit low on mana, but so is Vistori. Should not be able to get away from that one. I'm wondering what was happening with Vistori there for a second, because had to flash over the wall from inside base. The Valkyrie doesn't go over that, does it?
Yeah,
I don't think it does.
No, I don't think so. I would have put serious money that Muffin QT was not going to live in that exchange, but he lived, and so I would have lost a lot of money. Ooh, nice hit from Ezreal coming in, but Maokai just going and chasing and diving on Ahri, trying to do some damage where they can, but here comes
Balls, but Eternal Avenger does get caught out pretty quick. He's like, oh crap, all you guys are here. Bind going on to Mandatory Cloud. Morgana ult had 3 members, only going to get 1. Ahri, will you go down here? Yes, but Maokai getting a quick Twisted Advance on Balls, trying to help Appendix get away, but no. Wow, Balls is really really getting fed here. 6,
yeah,
2,
balls is
and
getting
4.
huge. Balls is getting pretty big.
Testicle
Here.
joke.
What? Yeah.
I mean, just yeah.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah, I have no. Yeah, it's like that's some joke about that. But balls is getting caught out here top lane. Will he be able to escape? He's got some good, trying to get some wards down. No, there you go. Nice quick ward into bush to remain, to keep the vision constant, so you can go ahead and aim those missiles, hit their sight.
Do some work, and then they get their boost stolen. It's a good time. So blue's gonna go to mTw, and again they're just warding deep and just trying to control the buffs and the objectives. Which, well, I mean, dragon's up, so maybe not so much the objectives, but at least controlling the buff. And they're just they're not even spending much time in lane. They're just like roaming like crazy.
Free roaming. Just push. It's like I'm just push the nearest lane you're at.
Yeah.
Try and get some kills. And Belter's in a good spot right now too, because you can just go ahead and tower dive as he pleases. Same thing to an extent as with Jarvan as well. You got the Aegis, going to be a little bit tankier. Everyone on the team's going to be a little bit tankier, and it's a rough time. Ari's got so much damage, Balls has so much damage, and not to mention you have a team that's so far ahead. One of the best supports you can have with you when your team is ahead is Soraka. You have the heals, you have the global heal, you have that presence, and it's just keeping you in the fight longer. There's the Cataclysm. 3 members of Team Faded are trapped. The Ezreal ult gonna get something, but Xmithy does go down in that fight, and somehow Eternal Avenger actually lives in that one. Belter is here trying to get some stuns, and Balls is there with all the damage from afar. Mandatory Cloud just trying to chuck anyone out he can get, and there goes Morgana. Taric is gonna get trapped as well. Double kill for Ari. You got a kill for Balls in there as well. So now where's Paul's going? What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on.
Showing off.
Come on.
That exchange I thought was going a lot better for Faded, but it ended up being not so good. And they blew all their cooldowns, and they took out Jarvan. Was it Jarvan? I think
Jarvan kind of trapped himself, man. That's the downfall of his ult as well. Balls, we actually got an Eternal Avenger. There's the tower shot.
God.
Okay. Still gonna get I'm very confused.
He's showing off,
I want
man.
I want to. It seems to me like Visery may actually be having some issues, actually, because it's just like throwing off abilities with nothing, and those phosphorus bombs have not really been anywhere close to their target. I mean, I know he's having connection. It's clear that he's having connection issues. But I mean, it's I don't know, maybe it's not anything right now to warrant
maybe he's getting
pause.
DDoSed.
I hope not.
Nah,
I hope not. That's terrible for anyone to have to deal with.
Yeah.
The Jarvan trying to get some extra damage onto Morgana. Spell Shield doesn't do too much against physical damage, but Xmithy's just gonna still try his luck anyway. Just looking to clear the creep. So you want to push to tier 3. There is Corki with the missiles, trying to also clear the waves in response. But Belter is here to split push top lane. Wards and creeps will go ahead and just blow his cover. Eternal Avenger is going to be there.
There you go.
There
Got
you go.
Morgana a little bit, I think.
It was a little bit. Check out. There is, though, the stun. With Eternal Avenger trying to make something happen. Belter does flash in response, and Ari cleaning that one up. Visery should be also trapped. Keeping him in place with Valkyrie. Get out of there. The rush continuing. And now Mandatory Cloud is pretty deep in enemy territory. With a strong, there is a nice ult from Morgana trying to make something happen there. And yes, will get the kill to Ari, but Maokai will not be as lucky. Muffin Cutie, manning up, getting the extra damage. Banana! Oh, the heals.
Flash banana.
The heals from Taric, saving
good.
the day. No produce for you. Balls.
What is Balls?
He's being cocky.
Yeah. Balls is being
Balls
cocky.
is being pretty cocky right now.
Oh yeah, as he does from time to time.
Well, that's what a good carry does, I guess. I'm trying to just.
You're forcing it.
I'm forcing it. I should not be
bro.
forcing this innuendo. It should just be coming on its own. There's Belter. Getting low.
What a jerk. But yeah, I mean, we're talking about a 16, almost 17, 16K gold lead.
Yeah.
The level advantage is rather significant. What just happened with that? I missed it.
He got a kill. He got the kill on Visery. Just trying to just go ahead and actually make the best of the situation. Wow, there we go. That's a lot of damage.
Okay, I thought. Okay.
I was yeah.
All right. Thanks for humoring me and going back and looking at that. I needed to know.
You had to know, wanted to know. So, Maokai trying to get something a little bit too far out there, but Eternal Adventures just trying to throw some shurikens over the wall. But I don't know, not going to be a whole lot of effort. There is the Cataclysm there right at the front doorsteps, on the steps actually even. But Jarvan now going in looking for some more kills, getting the pop-up in the CC. Eternal Adventure under tower. Wake Smithy will go down. Turret OP doing all the damage it needed to. But there's Mandatory Cloud with the quick rush in, getting one, getting another, going for the double kill. Eternal Adventure is there as well. Foxfire going to grab that and the Quadra.
Oh my god.
Mandatory Cloud cleaning up. Corki is here. If you can get that one quick enough, it may be a Penta. Actually,
I think he's like running in to let him have it. And then he steals it. I don't know if that was close enough, but what a jerk for stealing it. Even maybe the opportunity of getting the Penta kill. And making our top 5 plays. No, I'm just kidding. There's no way. But, yeah, this game not going super great for Team Faded. So that's unfortunate. They're playing really aggressive. They're just MTW just keeping Faded in base.
Yeah.
And every time they reach out at all to do anything, they just get jumped on.
Yeah.
And the burst damage from Ahri, from Ezreal.
It's too much.
It's too much. And Aurelia just can close the gap, and Vistry can just disconnect.
Yeah. So there's Israel once again. Is pretty much Eternal Avenger can't really do anything here, unfortunately. So I mean, just Morgana being a little bit far out there, wandering away, does actually get the kill on the balls, courtesy of the Tormented Soil Bind, keeping Mandatory Cloud in place. But now can only do so much. Flash over, getting aggressive stunned once again, despite Materic. There's a twisted advance coming in from Maokai. He's there from base. But Appendix actually getting pretty low. So will Oblivion. The Orb actually almost kissing them both. But this is strong. Bananas. All the bananas, more orbs, just keeping them at bay. Ult was used before. Going to take a quick turret shot, but there, the spell immunity. Mandatory Cloud does still get the kill.
Pretty good, yeah. There was a pretty clutch Soraka ultimate in there where Ahri was about to die, and this is where you just kind of wind down and you're forcing your opponent to just stay in base, stay at the Nexus.
Yeah.
And not a whole lot you can do. I mean, they're literally just standing under those towers and not even caring. They're just taking tons of damage, just waiting for the creeps to push up so they can take this tower down. And
it should be done. Should be done shortly. Oblivion X can only do so much. Vistry unfortunately did DC once again, but I think it's a mutual agreement here from Team Faded that this game is pretty much over. They're not really. Maokai is up, but he's not even really leaving base. But yep, tower second Nexus turret should be going down, and Hibs are also being pushed by the minions. And just a matter of time here. You got the bot inhibitor here as well. Minions are still full, just flooding on into the base. And Pobelter and Mandatory Cloud may very well just be able to go ahead and take this team on their own. Balls does get caught out pretty quick. But now they're just MTW's just toying with them at this point. Yep. They could very well just focus the Nexus right here, but they want to stay. They want to get kills. And there's Mandatory Cloud, still with the ult, getting as much damage as possible.
Yep.
So here comes 2, eventually 3 full waves of super minions. And they're just standing there.
Super minions are pretty good.
Super minions are pretty good.
They can do some damage. So yeah, this game is wrapping up here at the end, and Faded did.
Faded got denied in their jungle.
Yeah. Very
hardcore.
Yeah.
That's where everything started and ended. GG. So mTw.NA gonna go ahead and take game number 1 in this series. They win the next one, and they should be set to go.
Yeah.
To the next round.
Yeah, that was a pretty interesting game. So I think, to talk about what Faded could do in this next game to maybe, work on the things that led them to getting absolutely just crushed in that last game. I think the key thing is they didn't have the greatest ward coverage.
Yeah.
And so, when the ganks were happening, that was a bit of a problem. I think on the other side of that, the farm was a big issue. Faded just wasn't farming as well as MTW was farming. And as a result, they just had a giant lead.
Yeah.
And it wasn't so much about ganks or being out of position, even though they were a little bit. It was just when it came down to the lanes, they lost every lane because they were getting out farmed and out poked, and we're losing all the trades.
Yeah. Then Maokai he chose to spend his time. He chose to spend his time in mid.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, unfortunately, feeding the blue buff to the enemy Ari, feeding blue buff to the mid is just never a good situation, really.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need to know when to go ahead and transition to lanes. And it sounds bad, but sometimes you just need to know when to give up on lanes.
Yeah.
And I think very early on, that was like kind of a symbol, like, okay, mid lane's gonna lose.
Yeah.
And presence from Maokai is only gonna help it lose less.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So even if you did well in mid there with Maokai and Morgana, yeah, it's gonna maybe tie.
Yeah.
Maybe. And all your attention has been spent there and doing a lot of work and roaming and ganking. However, if you maybe think about going to top a lane that's already tied, or it's pretty even back and forth, maybe you can help that lane win. Lane win.
Yeah, or a lane that is pushing out way too far ahead and way wide open for ganks, like bottom.
Yeah, bottom. Yeah.
So, but hey, we'll see what happens. Game number 2.
Yeah.
We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back. IPL Face Off, San Francisco Showdown qualifiers. It's going down.
It's going down.
Face Off. Going to find out who goes up to round of 8. Potentially next. I don't know. We'll see. We'll be right back in just a moment. Stay tuned.